Room 13. It happened a few years ago when I was traveling for work across the northern states. I was doing contract construction, city to city, job to job. That fall, I drove into a foggy coastal town near the Canadian border. Cold wind, endless drizzle, the kind of place where even the streetlights looked tired. I pulled into the only roadside motel in sight, a rundown place called the Bayside Inn. Paint peeling, neon sign flickering, but I didn't care. I just needed a bed. The front desk guy barely looked at me. "Only one room left," he mumbled. "That's fine," I said. He paused. "Room 13. I smirked, not superstitious. He didn't laugh. The elevator was broken, so I climbed the narrow stairs. The hallway was long, dimly lit, and smelled like wet carpet. Room 13 was all the way at the end. The door looked older than the building itself, scratched, warped, paint flaking off like dead skin. When I turned the key, the lock clicked way too easily, like it had been waiting. The room was disturbingly clean, not in a comforting way, more like someone scrubbed it obsessively. Everything was too neat, too still. The air was thick, cold, and heavy. A tall mirror stood in the corner, antique frame cracked slightly on the edge. When I looked at my reflection, it blinked a fraction of a second too late. The first night, I barely slept. I heard footsteps outside, constant, slow. Every time I looked through the peephole, nothing. Just hallway shadows that didn't seem to line up with the lights. Second night, I woke up at 2:17 a.m., knocking from inside the room, specifically from the wall behind the closet. I sat up, holding my breath. The knock came again, slow, deliberate. I crept toward the closet and opened it in one quick move. Empty. Just a dusty coat hanger and the smell of mildew. I laughed nervously and left the door ajar. Third night, I woke up with the terrifying feeling that someone was sitting on the bed next to me. But when I turned on the light, no one. Just an indentation on the mattress. Fresh, deep, and the closet wide open. That's when I lost it. Half dreaming, half awake, I started hearing a woman's voice, whispering from the shadows. "You shouldn't be here. This is my room." I sat frozen on the bed, soaked in sweat. The whisper grew louder, closer. Then it stopped. I opened my eyes. She was standing by the mirror, a tall, pale woman, tangled hair down to her chest. Her back was to me. Her head twitched. She was scratching something into the mirror with her fingernail. Then she turned around. Her face was gone, just black, like a hole burned through reality. The mirror cracked. No sound, just a slow split down the center from the inside. I ran, no shoes, grabbed my bag and bolted down the stairs. The lobby was empty, lights flickering, just an old guest book left open on the counter. I glanced down. Room 13. A list of names, all scratched out. I stepped outside into the freezing morning rain. The motel looked even more dead in the daylight. Later, I looked it up. Turns out, the Bayside Inn was shut down in the 1980s after a string of unexplained deaths. It reopened recently under new management. Room 13 wasn't supposed to be rented again, but I guess someone decided money was worth more than silence. Since then, I never stay in a room without a number. And if I hear knocking from inside a closet, I leave immediately, because she's still waiting. And if you stay past the third night, she thinks the room is yours too, forever.